Huh?
Oh.
Huh? Oh. Nice to get the weight off your feet, isn't it?
Oh, marvellous.
You know, there's something about a hard day's physical labor, Sid. Gives you that special kind of feeling.
Yes, knackered.
No, it's a very healthy and useful life, this. Do you know the farming community has the lowest rate of immorality?
I'm not surprised. They're too bloody tired.
Well, I'm going to write some letters tonight, I think. What are you going to do?
Same as I did last night and the night before. Sweet Fanny Adams.
Oh, come on, Sid, there's plenty to do.
Oh, yes, there's plenty to do. Mind you, I could go in for this competition here in the Advertiser. Maternity fashion contest. Never know, I could win a year's supply of nappies. Or if I really want to take a trip, I could thumb through this pamphlet from the Minnevag and Fish. Soft fruit pest and disease control. It's unabridged.
No. You're always complaining, Sid.
Of course I'm complaining. I'm fed up. Wouldn't be so bad if we had a television.
We don't want a television.
Well, I do want a television. I mean, I want to know what's going on in the world. There's earth-shattering events going on out there, and we're missing them. Well, blimey, for all we know, Elsie Tanner might have run off with Albert Titlock.
Tatlock.
Oh, what's the difference?
Very earth-shattering, that, isn't it? Well, I'm going to go on my letters.
Who's stopping you?
Listen, why don't you write some letters?
I've got nobody to write to.
Ah, don't be ridiculous. Of course you have. Everybody's got somebody they can write to. You're just too lazy.
Yeah, I suppose I could write to the orphanage.
Yeah, there you are. You could... Orphanage?
Yes.
What orphanage?
The orphanage I was brought up in.
Oh, sorry, Sid, I didn't know.
That's all right, mate.
You mean your mother and father died when you were little, then?
Well, I don't really know. I was abandoned, you see.
Abandoned?
Of course, I don't remember much about it. I was only 2 years old, 2 weeks old at the time. As a matter of fact, it was a Christmas Eve, and I was left on a doorstep in Sydney Street. What's the matter?
It's just sad, Sid, you know. Having no mother and father on Christmas Eve.
Oh, it's all right. Don't cry. You know, what you don't have, you don't miss. Until I was 2 years old, I thought my mother was a big, fluffy toy panda.
You mean you no idea who your parents are, then?
Well, not officially.
What do you mean, not officially?
Well, I always had the feeling that my father had something to do with the sea.
How'd you make that out?
Well, because I was been so fond of the sea.
You fond of the sea? The only chap I know who gets seasick on Battersea Pond.
Well, I was a very heavy swell. I mean, you've only got to look at me to see that I resemble a famous seafaring man.
You don't resemble anyone to me.
Now, have a good look. Go on, here, look. Yeah, you see, what sailor do I remind you of? Look.
Popeye.
Oh, blimey. Don't
It's
be
all
funny.
supposition, isn't it?
And just hang on a minute. Here, now, look. Now then, who do I put you in mind of?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Yes, I know.
Go on, who? Yes?
Come in number 5.
Well?
You know, come in number 5, the man on the Battersea Pond.
Oh, don't be so stupid.
Well, that's who you look like to me.
Well, it wasn't him.
Well, then who was this mythical Matelot supposed to be your father, then?
Chichester.
Sir Francis Chichester.
Yes, why not?
Now who's being stupid?
Oh, don't be silly. It's not impossible.
Will you seriously suggest that Sir Francis Chichester might be your father?
Yes, why not?
Well, why would he abandon you?
Well, how do I know? Blimey, I was too young to remember. Perhaps he was hard up at the time.
Well, why hasn't he reclaimed you then, eh?
It was an orphanage I was in, not a blasted pawn shop. You can't keep popping kids in and out.
That sounds far-fetched to me. You've no definite proof. As far as I'm concerned, your father could be anybody.
Yes, perhaps you're right. I wonder if it's Mountbatten.
I think your best bet is the man on the Battersea boating lake.
Oh, belter.
Well, I'm going to go on writing my letters, Sid.
Wonder who that can be.
Or perhaps it's Sir Francis come to claim his long-lost heir. Go and see who it is, then.
You see who it is.
Look, I'm writing.
I'm reading.
It's a bird.
Hello, boys.
Granny. I thought that bus'd never get here. I'm frozen.
Queenie, what are you
Let
doing?
me come in and warm myself. Oh. Well, this is nice, isn't it? When you two lads walked out of that office, I said to the other Charles, oh, they'll be back. But you've proved me wrong. You've stuck it out. And good for you, I say. I was ever so pleased to get your postcard. I showed it all round. They was all jealous. Well, this is nice. Is the kettle on? I'm spitting feathers.
Yes, well, warm yourself up. We'll make you a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Come here a minute, Rick.
Yeah?
What is Moll Flanders doing here?
I don't know.
She said she was glad to get our postcard.
Well, I did send her a card, Sid. I mean, just to be sociable.
Well, you didn't have to invite her.
I didn't. Not in so many words. I just said, if you happen to be passing, pop in. And
There we are. She's popped.
Well, what are you two boys up to? I
Well,
thought
ju-
you was putting the kettle on.
Well,
Well, it's true what they say. If you want a job doing, do it yourself. Now, don't you worry. I'll find out where everything is.
Yes, well,
cuts and saucers. Oh, we haven't been washing up our dishes.
Yes, well,
Well, you can do that while the kettle's boiling. You wash, you wipe. I'm going to tidy up the living room.
It's happening. She's taking over.
oh, she means well, Sid.
That's what they say about Barbara Castle. She'll have to go.
Who? Barbara Castle?
No, both of them. Especially Queenie. She's the main reason I left that blooming office.
Ah, look, Sid, be sociable just for one evening. Look, she's come a long way to see us.
All right. All right. I'll put up with her for a couple of hours, but don't you ever invite her again.
All right, I won't.
What's all this then? The dishes won't do themselves, get stucky.
Yes.
This place is like a pigsty. Well, we'll soon get it cleaned up. I'll give it a real good turning out first thing tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Aren't you going back tonight?
No, I'm on me holidays. You've got me here for a fortnight.
Come on, Noddy, get up. Come on. Come on, wake up. Come on. Get up.
Where am I? It's all right, you being cheerful. Sit on my back. Look, I can't sleep on this lumpy city for a fortnight.
Well, it's all right. You don't have to. You got a chair, table, a floor.
Well, why can't we take it in turns to have your bed?
Because you invited her in, it's only right she should have your bed. Now, come on, get up.
Right. And just... Ooh.
What's the
What?
matter?
Oh, my back's locked, Sid. I
Hang
can't
on,
move.
I'll fix it. Just a minute.
Well, what are you going to do?
It's just a matter of finding the right vertebrae. And then when... And then...
Yeah!
There you are. Oh, that would have cost you 10 guineas in Harley Street.
Come on, you two. Breakfast ready.
Oh.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, we're sitting down to have our breakfast.
Oh, no, you're not.
Well, you don't think we're going to have it standing up, do you?
Have you washed?
No, we haven't.
Well, don't you usually wash before breakfast?
We don't usually wash before dinner.
Well, you're not sitting at my table without washing. A clean day deserves a clean face. Here's a towel each.
Now, just a
Don't
minute.
argue. No wash, no breakfast. Not in there.
What do you mean, not in there?
You're not washing in that sink. I just cleaned it.
We haven't got a bathroom, Queenie.
I know. You'll find a basin of water outside.
Outside?
Please, come on, hurry up.
All right,
You'll have your breakfast cold. And wash behind your ears.
No, Sid.
Wow, blimey, she's a menace.
Yeah, well, stop moaning. You're only making it worse, aren't you?
Well, it's ridiculous. I mean, she's treating us like kids, making us wash out there. Next thing you know, she'll want to inspect our fingernails.
Well, it's Friday night I'm worried about, when we take our bath.
Well, she's not inspecting anything of mine then. Hang on. Oh, no.
It's very, very refreshing, Sid. I can have my breakfast.
Come on now, don't you feel better for that?
Oh, yes, much.
Just a minute. Let me see your fingernails. Right, you can sit down now.
Thank you very much.
Now, what about Grace?
Grace who?
Before meals?
Oh, that Grace.
Oh, who normally says it?
Well, Sid normally does the honours.
Oh, well, come on, Sid, say grace.
For what we're about to nosh. Thank you very much.
Is that the revised version, Sid?
Here we are, then. Hold your plates up.
I'll take it all back.
You've never seen porridge like that before.
Never.
If you don't mind, I'll skip the porridge. It's a bit too heavy for me.
My porridge isn't heavy.
Then why has it cracked the plate?
That's not cracked, it's a hair.
Oh.
Now, don't be so fatty. Get it down, you. It'll do you good. I'm going to go and start on that living room.
Look at that.
Sid! I think it's setting. Give me your plate.
Where are you going to...
I'm going to throw it away.
No, don't
You're
do
not,
that.
you're not going to eat it, are you?
Yes, it's coming handy for pointing the walls.
Oh, look, Sid. We can't stand Queenie for a fortnight, right?
You're quite right. She's got to go.
Yes.
And you're going to tell her.
Me? Oh, I couldn't do that. She's an old lady. I might upset her or something.
All right? I'll tell her.
Yeah. You tell her, Sid. You tell her.
Yeah, watch where you're treading. I'll just sweat there.
Oh. Queenie, I want to have a word with you.
Yeah, well, it's very nice to want to have a chat, Sydney, but I haven't got the time. There's a lot to do.
Yeah, well, never mind about that. Put it down. Come on,
Oh,
sit
well,
down.
all right, then,
Right.
just for a minute.
Oh, just sit down here.
Yeah.
There you are. Sit down. Now then, you know that Vic and I appreciate you coming to visit us.
Oh, you've no need to thank
Yeah, well,
me.
sit down. Well, you see, the point is that we don't want you to do all this work.
Oh, well, I'm only too happy
Well,
to do it.
sit down. I said, we do appreciate
Yeah,
you.
well,
Sit down
I-
a minute, Queenie, sit down. Sit down, Queenie.
What is it, Sid? You've got something on your mind.
Yes. Well, Queenie, you're on holiday, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, what kind of a holiday is it if you're having to do all this cleaning up for Vic and me?
Oh, I'm having a lovely time.
Oh. What about your husband?
Who, Bert?
Yeah.
Oh, he's away on business.
Well, haven't you got any children?
Yes and no.
What do you mean, yes and no?
Well, Bert and me, we did have a little baby, but it was during the Depression and Bert was away and there was no money and I was desperate and it was Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve?
Yeah. So I wrapped it up and left it on the steps of an orphanage.
An orphanage?
Yeah. In Sydney Street. Sid, where are you going?
I'm going to have another go at me porridge.
Sid!
What do you want?
What are you lurking in the loo for?
Is Queenie about?
If you mean your mother, she's upstairs making the beds. Now then, what did she say when you told her?
I haven't told her.
Oh, why not?
Well, I don't want to rush it. I mean, it's come as a bit of a shock to find you related to somebody so rough and common.
Well, she'll soon get used to it.
Not me that's rough and common, you twit. Sure.
Now, it's no way to talk about your mother, Sid. Manny, she's a far cry from Lady Chichester.
Oh, please.
What about Daddy, then? Who's he?
I don't know. Seems to travel a lot. He's always away. Perhaps I'll take after him.
You know, Sid, when I think about it, finding out Queenie's your mother, it's marvellous.
When I think about it, it's frightening.
And I think you ought to tell her.
Yes. I can't keep putting it off, can I?
You owe it to her, Sidney.
Right, well, gotta get it over with.
That's right, Bert, Clover Farm. No, of course they won't mind you coming down to stay with me. Right, I'll see you this afternoon. Ta-ra! Hello, boys.
Queenie, I want to have a chat. Would you sit down, please?
Oh, you're fond of your little chats,
well,
aren't you?
Sit down.
Right. Oh, go on.
Well,
Yeah, well, go on, Sid, go on.
haven't you got any work to do?
No.
Yes, well, I got something I want to tell you.
Yeah, and I've got something I want to tell you.
You have?
Yeah, Bert's coming.
Bert.
My Bert.
Oh.
You see, come home earlier, found out where I was and phoned. He's at the station. I've asked him to come down. I hope you don't mind.
Nah, of course we don't. Like a family reunion, won't it? And we're looking forward to meeting him, aren't we, Sidney?
Oh, yes, very much, yes.
Oh, well, that's all right then. You see, I didn't expect him home for another month, but he got time off for good behaviour.
Oh, well, that's... that's very nice, pardon?
Yeah, he always behaves himself when he's inside.
Inside? Don't tell me he's a convict.
A trustee, if you don't mind.
Here, Sid, your knife gone a funny colour.
Oh, I do hope I hadn't shocked you.
No, Sid's very broad-minded, aren't you, Sid?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, I mean, even respectable people go to prison these days. I mean, it's no crime to go to prison, is it? I mean, for all we know, Bert got nicked for something he didn't do.
You're quite right, Sid. He was nicked for something he didn't do.
What was it he didn't do?
He didn't wipe his fingerprints off the gas meter.
Well, I mean, you see, there you are. See, none of us is perfect. We're all entitled to one lapse or another. I mean, at least he'll have learned his lesson, won't he? I mean, he won't make the same mistake again, will he?
No, he won't.
No.
I've knitted him a pair of gloves.
Don't tell me he makes a habit of nobbling gas meters.
Well, why not? It's his trade, isn't it? It's all he knows.
Well, it's high time he went straight.
Well, it's very nice of you to be so nice about Bert and me.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, well, what was it you wanted to tell me?
Well, Bert's coming in a minute, isn't he?
Yeah, just at any minute
Yeah,
now.
well, I better wait till he gets here, because it concerns you both.
Well, couldn't you tell me now?
Yeah, you tell her now, Sid. Go on.
All right, I will. It's about that baby you left at the orphanage.
Oh, don't mention anything about that to Bert.
Why not?
He doesn't know.
But he must know. He was the father, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, but he was away at the time. You know what I mean.
Yes, I got a pretty good idea, yeah.
So I never told him.
Well, after all these years of being married and you never mentioned it?
Oh, I've never married.
You've never what?
Well, we never seemed to get round to it. We made the arrangements a couple of times, but Bert kept on having to go away. Oh, here's my Bert, it's him. Oh, excuse me a minute.
Your past is catching up with you now, Sid.
Never married. I've often been called one, but I never knew I was.
Now, you cheer up, Sid. The next man through that door will be your father.
Here's my Bert. Come in, Bert.
Sid,
Go away. Leave me alone.
come on out.
I am not coming out. I'm never coming out again.
Look, you've got to sooner or later, if only let somebody else go in.
Where's Bonnie and Clyde?
If you mean your mother, she said she was going out shopping.
You sure she didn't say shoplifting?
And Daddy's got his feet up in the living room now. You're going to tell him now.
No, I'm not going to tell him. I don't want him to know. I don't want anybody to know. I'm trying to forget it myself.
It's not so terrible.
Of course it's terrible. It's a stigma, isn't it?
No, not nowadays. People don't take notes of things like that. I mean, you're the same old Sid. Though legally you are.
Don't keep saying that. I know exactly what I am.
Well, look, if you're so worried about it, you can easily become legitimate.
How?
Well, you see, a child is no longer illegitimate when the parents marry. No matter if it's years after.
Is that so?
Of course. All you got to do is get them to marry.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. That's it, yes. Blimey, I mean, it's time they got married, isn't it? They've been courting for over 40 years.
A nice drop of scotch you've got here.
Yeah, you should know. You finished the bottle. Right, well, I'd like to have a word with you.
Yes, son.
Son?
Yeah.
Why'd you call me son?
Ah, just a figure of speech, and I call everybody son.
Oh,
Of course, anyway, I reckon I'm old enough to be your father, eh?
Oh, good.
Well, what is it, son?
Well, it's personal.
Well, go on,
Yes,
go on.
I mean, it's about you and Queenie.
Yeah, well, what about me and Queenie?
Well, Queenie told me that you and her aren't married.
That's right.
Well, you've got to get married.
Got to?
Yes, got to.
I'm only out of the nick after 9 months. The Jezebel. Who put her in the club?
She's not in that club, you silly old twit. I just feel that she would like to be married.
Ah, we don't want to bother with that nonsense. It's a waste of money.
I'll pay.
You?
Yes,
Flowers and cars and all?
yes.
And a big booze up after?
Yes.
Honeymoon?
Honeymoon? After 12 years, 40 years living over the brush?
Ah, you can't have a wedding without a honeymoon.
All right. A week in Southend.
A fortnight in Torquay.
Southend and like it.
Well, suit yourself. I'm not fussy about getting
All
married.
right. Fortnight in Torquay.
That's very kind of you, son. Now, look here, I can't let you pay for it all. I must contribute something. Here, hold on to that there. There you are. 5 knickers with a shillings.
Shillings
Now,
out of somebody's gas meter.
that's correct.
I'm not taking that. That's stolen money.
No, it's not. It's out of your meter.
Yeah. 2 second-class tickets to Gretna Green, 2 returns to Torquay. You're in the Seaview boarding house, central heating, and no meters.
Oh.
Well, how do I look?
Oh, marvellous. Gordon knows how much it's cost me.
Can't let the happy couple go without a little toast, can't we?
Oh, you know, Sid, I can never thank you enough for doing all this, but I still don't quite understand why.
Tell him, Sid.
Yes. Well, I didn't really do it just for you. I mean, do you remember you told me about a certain Christmas Eve in Sydney Street?
You mean when you left our nipper at the orphanage?
How did you know about that?
I found out loud. But I didn't say anything, because I thought when you wanted me to know, you'd tell me.
Oh.
Yes, well, anyway, see, now that is one of the reasons I want you to get married, so that your baby would be legitimate.
What a lovely thought.
Yeah. Tell him the other reason, Sid.
Have you ever wondered what happened to your baby?
Oh, yeah, many a time. But it was a long time ago. That kiddie will have grown up by now and made a life for itself. I wouldn't want to interfere. I mean, look at us, that and me. It'd be a bit of a shock to anyone, wouldn't it, to find out they're us as parents?
Yes, well, do you realise it was 45 years ago you left that baby at the orphanage?
Yeah, that's right.
I was left at an orphanage 45 years ago.
There's a coincidence.
If I told you that I was that baby, would you think that was a coincidence?
No, a bloody miracle. That was a girl.
Oh, well, we better be going. Thanks for everything, Sid. You too, Victor. Oh, Sid, I know now why you've done all this. You being an orphan and having no parents and us with no kiddie. He's adopting us.
Ah, that's a lovely thought, son.
And we'll adopt you.
Yes.
We'll come and visit you every month.
Yeah.
Ah, isn't that lovely then, eh? Well, let's have a little drink, shall we, Sid? To the bride and groom.
To our new son.